J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. We about to break down episode 5 of the 3rd season of Force. We halfway through. It's almost over. And this was a good episode. And actually, I mean, I'm kind of like split because in parts it was really good. And at parts, it was really bad to me. I mean, go Wheelie, go Wheelie. They got Wheelie. No, Wheelie. Really? Or should I say, Willie? Willie, you gonna come with that, Willie? Wheelie, go Wheelie, go Wheelie. I'm glad they didn't give me that part. I ain't diss a dude, more power to him. But that was whack, man. Oh, wannabe boy. And they got these dudes. They got too many gangs in Chicago. And the truth of the matter is, they don't all operate the way they have them operate, if it is even. To the point where they all basically drive-bys and stuff. They got a white gang. They come up, 3 years later? Remember that guy 3 years ago that got killed? There they go. Let's get him. Really? Willie? Willie? You coming 3 years later for Willie? Go Willie, go Willie. And they all just sitting there. There you go, Willie. Go Willie. Oh, man, that whole thing was horrible to me. They'd have been like, all right, we got the new... For season 3, you gonna get out and then you gonna celebrate. You gonna be doing wheelies. They're gonna call you wheelie. They're gonna say, go roll high, go wheelie. And I'm like, they got me. I was in prison just to get out. And they got me. All right, man. Enough of that. And then they got old girl, Boo, Gangsta Boo. She out in the middle of the street. And then this is why I say it's parts that is really bad. This opening is so bad to me. They just standing around with all those gunshots. I know police got its issues, but you don't have that many gunshots and everybody just walk around and stand around and they wait and they don't like get the hell out of Dodge unless these new YNs is different. I don't know. Even the last dude, look at Wheelie. He just looked at Wheelie like, should have got up and ran. Damn shame what they did to that dog. I know you wasn't ready for that. You couldn't stand for this no more. You couldn't stand that life in the chair no more, huh? Why he staring at Willie like that when he was shot on the ground? They just did a close-up, a zoom in on his face like. So that was really, really bad, man. That whole thing, all of that was horrible to me. Horrible, really bad. None of that was good. I gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it real. And I ain't saying it because of wheelchair. We stick together. You know what I'm saying? We roll deep. We roll where one roll, we roll to all. I ain't none of that. We ain't got a gang. We ain't together like the Yardies. No, man, just look at it again. That was horrible. And I think what some of this stuff, I think again, when I look at this show on the app, it looks so good and clear that I think that adds to some of this stuff not coming across good. Because it was one scene where Claudia, she can really act. And it was a scene, I'm trying to think, but she kind of had a tear in her eye. She's a good actress. I give it to her. And I thought, man, this looks too clear. If it had like a filter like a regular movie does usually, or like this looks better on cable. I only always feel this way when I look at it on the app on here, and it's in like, it just looks different, the show, to me. I don't know. I could be tweaking, tripping, being petty. It's possible, but I think it looks better with the when it doesn't look so crisp. Anyway, another point I want to say about this episode, because of course we all know Claudia got, and that's another part that was bad to me. Why is she sneaking in like the Catwoman, like with this suit on and stuff? LL Cool J, I'm that type of guy. I want to be bank cat burglar. So I'm glad that she didn't get away with that. But also, Tommy, if I was, why would you take the chance of possibly getting shot? Like, I would have been somewhere where when she'd have snuck in, she'd have got blasted at least, and not have been like, hey, you breaking and entering, I ain't know what is that. But, and also speaking of that, alluding back to what I said at the beginning about another part that's so bad, because this was really bad. When Diamond and the crew took out the white boy crew, the Yardies. So, okay, I ain't gonna get too technical, but like, here it go again. The amount of gunfire that went on, and everybody walked out of there like, yeah, 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 okay, yeah, okay. Nobody has no urgency. Chicago was going to hell. I don't live there no more, but if you can have dudes with Uzis and motorcycles and all this, and you could just walk away, or how Tommy and Diamond with explosions and walk away, man, I see why I got the National Guard. No, but anyway, let's get to the good, because it was a couple parts that was pretty good in here. I thought Claudia, what happened with some of her acting was really good. Also, I like what happened with Stacey Marks, and how I didn't like at first, not that it was written so bad, but when she was meeting with Vic and Tommy walked up, I'm like, oh man, why is she still talking? But then again, I was thinking like, well, it ain't like she got a gun. What would she do? Run away? He could, if he wanted to do something, he got her no matter what. But she could outrun him or something. So I guess she had to kind of stay there at the very least to hear what he was saying. Now, how they kind of pulled her in, I kind of like that. I don't know. I'm gonna get to the comments in a second. I see the comments moving. Y'all got a lot of good comments. I know I'm missing some good ones, but I'll try to get to them in a second. But I kind of like how they roped her in. Although when they showed the amount, Tommy gave her 500,000. He ain't giving no damn $1,000,000. But it was perfect timing because of how the police turned their back on her in front of everybody. Plus, I didn't agree with when the cop was in there talking to her and said that he wanted the 100 grand for the boat. And then she like, well, I can't do that, but what about I got your back or this or that? He like, all right, that'll work. I'm like, he wouldn't have just said that'll work and said, forget that 100 grand. And Chicago, I will say, has a reputation for greasing the wheels for politicians, so to speak. So that's not unbelievable. What was kind of unbelievable is he was going to say, forget it. So, especially if he brought it up. Now, if he never brought it up, then maybe it would have happened. But when they turned their backs and like fronted on her, and then he like, hey, I ain't say it was over. You ain't this and that. That made sense. I like how he was like, I ain't never say don't give me this money. Now it's 50% more. So now she's in a financial bind, which then did put the leverage for her and Tommy. And when they explained it to her, it made perfect sense. So she's running for mayor to be the clean cut candidate, clean up the city. And yeah, she had a point. Who they gonna believe, me or you? Yeah, but even this conversation is bad because you supposed to be clean cut. Now you up here explaining how this criminal didn't do this or did that, or you ain't this or that happened or this or that. Do you way off the trail of trying to run for mayor the clean cut way? You, even if people believe you, you didn't got too much dirt on you. And like he said, once you get down in the sewer, it's hard to wash that stank off of you. Speaking of washing the stank off of you, did y'all watch the Diddy documentary on Netflix? I mean, and I'll be honest, a lot of that stuff I knew, pretty much most of it I knew, but when you put it all together, connect all the dots, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that real don't look good. That stanky. I gotta do a Diddy documentary review. I want to do it Friday, so we'll see. But anyway, you got a good point. Once you got that stank on you, you gonna be outcast. Boom, boom. The Marcus Vaughn with the super chat. You say Tommy pulled up like a ghost or Milan behind Stacey Mark campaign. Stacey never saw it coming, just like Ghost never saw it coming from Milan. That is true. And he did pretty much box her in perfectly because she need that money. And if she don't take the money and it get out what was going on, either way, she lose the mayoral race. You ain't mayor. So how is that helping? And you may even lose the job you got now. So she pretty much screwed now. And Vic, he actually pulled a win for a change. But the other thing that I don't like about this episode and kind of this show, although I'm finally seeing a turn, is that these women are so understanding with some of the worst people. They just so understanding. Vic's old girl Vic been with, who is his wife in real life, I was told. I didn't verify, but I forget her name, but the reporter that he been, sneaking the D2, getting information, she then sees Claudia Flynn. That's another thing, man. I know most of us will never have this issue, but when I was growing up, I used to think an elevator in your house or in a penthouse was the coolest thing ever. But watching this stuff lately, and man, I know I ain't got to worry about this, but if I ever did, ain't no way in the world I would have no elevator come into my house and open up. No way in the world. It'd have to open up in the lobby or something. It could come up to my floor and it'd be a small little waiting room before you walk in, but it's not opening up inside the house. Too many people just pop in these play people's houses and stuff. You can have the doorman, man, anybody, you just go in, man, that's the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever, in my opinion. Ain't no way in the world you be opening up in my damn inside the house. Anyway, we see Vic little boot thing. She coming up right when Claudia is leaving. And so she like, oh, who is this? Oh, he tell her get out. And she like, take it from his sister. You could do better. And so by her being a reporter, puts two and two together. And as she's slowly putting it together, he like, all right, look, yeah, that's, my sister Claudia Flynn. And she like, you're a Flynn? And so he like, look, okay, at first I was playing you, but then something real happened. Really? Really? It's hard to get ladies today to understand regular life. So he must have really been plugging away or something, because she's gonna go back with him, even though he just admitted that he was playing her for Stacey Marks. Wow. And then we also see, but that's why I say we starting to see a change, because we've been seeing Claudia's girlfriend, I've been saying, be far too understanding considering what's going on, and she didn't have to. But Tommy ain't let her know, hey, your girl a killer. Claudius never killed anyone. Oh, yes, he is. He cool that buddy. Yeah. But he dropped that bag. When people say they didn't came with the bag, I'm talking about a bag full. He gave her $1 million in cash. She was catching a private jet like Kobe. I'm out. Don't wait. But bump. And she sold Claudia out. She said, all right, enough with the bull. I ain't about to sell this damn drugs and be fighting and dealing with shiny showstopper. Give me this money and let me get the hell out of here. And then we see the last straw to finally drop. I've been saying the whole time, she putting up with way too much. She a little too understanding. Why? Because she afraid of her brother? Come on, man. And this is who I'm talking about. I can't even think of her name. What's Tommy girl name? What's her name? Well, her crazy self, finally she looked like she getting some sense. Let me drink some water. Maria, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Maria, about time. I mean, yeah, who knows? She probably had a hard time finding dudes that want to be with her when you got a gangster boyfriend. I know when I was younger, I came across a couple girls, come across like, and I didn't even know if they brother was that gangster because they were just bad enough neighborhoods. That made it harder. I didn't want to go there and pick them up. Not that I'm scared of neighborhood or this or that, but you got to be smart, man. See, when I was younger, I didn't realize, and I would say, oh, man, I ain't scared of this or that. I'll go get it. Until going over there one time, some people, me and my friend coming from a house, people all looking and saying this and that. And I didn't get it. It almost got ugly. But long story short, I didn't really fully get it until a little older. Think about it. These people know that person, that lady or whatever. They probably been trying to holler. She don't give them no play, whether it's because she don't like them or because they the neighborhood and, you too close to for comfort. Like they say, don't sleep with somebody that's in your same building or whatever. So maybe they don't mess with them. So now here you come, they hating. Oh, yeah, here come this punk. They gonna hate on that little this and that, da, 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 da. So just being in a bad neighborhood can be hard for a woman to date. So I'm going to give her credit. It's probably very hard for her to find a dude. But with Tommy, she up here sewing gunshot wounds and she was taking it to an extreme, getting all this stuff. So anyway, fast forward to the point, which is this episode. She getting all emotional. I'm gonna cry. She like, why you cry? I don't know. You probably on your period. She like, Tommy been hitting it so good. I ain't had a period in a while. So we see she checked and she's pregnant. So of course she all happy and stuff. Went and bought the first little baby outfit. And when she come home, which this is something I was thinking as well. How is she gonna come home with this couch full of bullet holes and not know nothing, not say nothing? How you gonna explain this? So she didn't even get to see the couch yet, but she did see holes in the wall. The coffee pot shot up, and then she see blood. Which, I mean, they get rid of bodies so quick and easy. A human body, from what I've heard. I don't have firsthand experience, but from what I heard, it's one of the most difficult things to get rid of, to dispose of, rather, I should say, instead of get rid of. But, a human body, for one, is heavy when you ain't around no more. It's heavy. It's an awkward size. It ain't like you could put it in a ball or something. All kind of things, man, that just you really think of this stuff and get into it is not that easy. But anyway, they got the body off the floor at least, but it was a lot of leakage, a lot of blood still there, which that is also difficult to clean up and can leave stains and stuff. Again, from what I hear, thankfully I don't do these things, but I have had a cut or two and it got on the shirt or two, and that stain was hard to come out. Anyway, she realized, and you can see this, of course, I'm assuming because they didn't verbally say it, but you can see, and she did also not tell Tommy the good news that she don't want to have a baby by him. Have a baby by me, baby. He could be a killionaire. She like, I don't want to have a baby with him. If people come in the house and oh, that's another thing. Because he said, remember I told you I got a chance to make it right. I'm going to handle that. The way he's talking in the beginning, when he was saying he got a chance to make things right and handle that, basically alluding to killing somebody, and the way it seemed like they were teenagers. And she like, okay, I got it. All right. It seemed like I don't know, man. It made me feel like maybe I have matured and got older, because when we were teenagers or early 20s, and somebody like, oh man, they got you. We got to handle that. Oh yeah, I know. And this and that. This woman's a nurse, and they got to be in the over 30, close to 40. And she just like, okay, well, go handle that then. Okay, yeah, do. Okay, well, you got like, I just think that she was not being realistic as far as for her age and assessing the consequences. Like, I'm gonna handle that and then I make things right. Like, what's make things right, Tommy? You still killing people? When you gonna ever stop? This and that. I thought that might have been well, she been going along with so much, so maybe not. But like, it looks like at the end, she finally realized, like, what am I doing? I'm going to always be in chew down. Are you going to come and kill my baby? I think she realized, like, man, this is like the wild life you live in when you're young. And I don't want to make it seem like it's a young life, but you don't kind of really know any better, or you don't think in 10 years, where will I be? Or I'm going to retire from this. I don't know. You kind of just find yourself in the middle of stuff sometimes. But it seemed like at that point, she started to like think like an adult and realize this. Now, here's the next level of that, because that's one thing I always do is I think of things multiple steps. I do that if I don't like IPL, my power company. They just said they want a $300 deposit. Like, what the hell? So I'm thinking, if I don't pay that, what will happen? Okay, no electricity. Okay, well, that don't work. See, that was multiple steps. Anyway, the next step I thought of when she did that is, look like Tommy about to lose another baby. Which is like, damn, man. Tommy ain't gonna never have no kids living this life. It's like, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but they say allegedly when you sell your soul or live a certain way, that what? The devil gonna get his due. And so maybe for him, although this is a movie and a show and it's not real, but maybe living this life being successful by not being taken out by rivals and enemies comes with the cost that he won't never have a family of his own or true love as much as he values family, which, can be hurtful, which also this scene was kind of funny to me when him and his brother, pimp named Slickback, they ended up, well, I got a package from Kate. He talking about, well, it says to both of us. He like, well, what is it? I ain't opened it. You can't tell that's a 6-pack of beer, you fool? It's in a brown paper bag with no damn package. I don't know what it is. It feel like 6 cans together with fluid in it. But who knows? I don't know. It's for both of us. You big cornball. First of all, that wouldn't even have made it in the damn mail. That damn brown paper bag would have ripped up and shipping. Then it's hot. I told you I think too many levels. You gonna drink that hot ass O'Doul's? That ain't even alcoholic. Y'all just drinking hot piss water. Anyway, it was a good moment, I guess, to see where she tried to say, y'all brothers try to find a way to bond. And I don't know, man. That Darnell, not Darnell. What the hell is his name? I done forgot it already. But anyway, he over here eating. You ain't come to see about our mama. Darnell, you supposed to keep D-Mac Darnell safe. Damn it, Tommy. Gonna break his glass. He's so corny, man. I ain't saying necessarily that, just that character. He's a cornball. Cornball. And he just sitting in that damn house. Man, bro. Come on, man. I don't see him making it. Oh man, I got it playing again. This is one of the corniest scenes ever. This is so corny. So after they kill Diamond and the crew, kill all the white boys, why I gotta have Fat Boy over there gotta empty the clip? Willie! He was a Rolling Stone. Blackstone, Rolling Stone, oh well, Willie. He was a really good guy. And they all walk out of this damn warehouse with like 50 shots going, calm as day. The cops will understand. It was for Willie. He took old boy gold guns. Man, that was so weak too. Put your guns down. Okay, we put our guns down. You put your gun down. Okay, hold on. Take him out first. What? Why they put their guns? Why did they put their guns away? Again, I gotta watch it again. Willie! I was laughing too hard at that right there. Willie! I know you dead, but did you feel those bullets, punk? You said that we said what that white boy said, man, they some bitch ass niggas. What'd he say? They some bitch ass niggas. Like what? What you call me? You know, I think that's so whack, man. In the sense that I purposely, maybe I'm weird or different, but ain't nowhere in the world in the year 2025 somebody gonna call me a N-word or whatever, nigga this, that. I'm be like, oh, how dare you? I kill you, I kill you, I kill you. Man, you must be crazy. You think you got the power over me like that? Say that. He called me that. How you doing? You racist. You do. Man, I hope as a people, it ain't no. Don't get nobody no damn justice to think I know how to make a black person mad. If I say this, I got the power. I can do this, do it. Man, please. Anyway, that's a side note. I wish I would let somebody think they gonna say that, and I know how to get to you. I can get under your skin. I make you mad. I do this. I do that. You ain't about to do, man. You say that, I'm gonna be like, and shut up. Man, I've been rambling all this time. I didn't get to the comments yet, man. Y'all done had so many good comments. I'm gonna go ahead and go through some of these comments, then I'm gonna do my MOORESCORE rating. Willie! CR in the building. You say that part right there, you wasn't down for Willie, man? Willie? Who else was good with you? See how you say, told you last week, every damn episode, we go to new cruise to show about the end. We still introducing people. Yeah, that is horrible. Like we meeting new people and it's only 5 episodes left. You say once he was introduced, I was like, oh no, this guy dies and we won't feel the thing. And of course it happened. I know, right? Truth be told, they could have just, well, they never built the storyline with Rojas and the coalition or something. But if they'd have built that storyline of the coalition and Rojas in it, then they could have just got me shot without the little corny dance. Go Wheelie. All of that stupidness, Boys in the Hood. And then they could have been like, oh, they took out Rojas. He was part of the coalition. Let's go meet up with him. And then they could have did that. But, you know. Who else? Man, I got to catch up on that Spartacus. I definitely want to see that, man. Spartacus ain't no joke. Stephen Harris, Claudia is finally up out of her good riddance. Man, you had me over here. Claudia is finally up out of her good riddance. Boy, you is hilarious. No more hang clips for her ass. Yeah, man. Claudia, man. Let me go ahead and get into that then. There's so many comments I'm behind, man. But well, yeah. Here's this. Rojas was my enemy. That's why I said they should develop the storyline with Rojas, and they could have made me join their coalition. They already set me up to move drugs for him in prison. So they could have easily this season had me getting out of prison and solidifying the coalition and then get me shot and be like, well, he was part of the coalition. We got to do this or that. They already had them kill some of my people. We could have, they already established my crew only to then move on to new ones. So all I'm saying is they could have used some stuff they already established. But they didn't develop it right. Anyway, that's probably why they got me out of here. He over here telling us how to do it. Get him out of here. We show him we can have anybody in the chair take his role. Literally, they took his role. Oh, Weenie, go. Mission accomplished. Caleb, not Caleb. All jokes aside, Rojas was better than King Kilogram. And you know what? I'm probably a lot cheaper. I doubt they was paying him the small amount they paid me because Big Baby Davis, I mean, was $2,000 to him. He used to be in the NBA. 2,000 to me. I'd be like, hey, you want to come and play rock with Rojas? Huh? You want to do it? You say Rojas will be in Legacy? I know, right? I wish. What else we talk about? Oh, so Claudia, she got taken out this episode. She sure can't take a lot of bullets to be so little. But one of the things that was horrible is she tries to go into Tommy's place and take him out. Stacy Marks they end up having a plan. And so she tells her how to escape the witness protection, basically. Go through the bathroom, dip out, go to Tommy's place. But even Claudia was like, he gonna have protection, this and that. She like, I'm the federal government. I can make it happen. Okay, how? What did you man? Whatever she did, what? It was dark in there. That's all she made happen. So Tommy's sitting there in the couch. Claudia coming down the stairs, I guess from what, the rooftop? Because from all we ever saw, Tommy only got a one-room shack. Anyway, she coming down the stairs in all black. Tommy waiting on the couch, got her at gunpoint. Next thing you know, she's shooting at Tommy, but how does she miss him when he's seated on the couch? And he misses her, so they end up shooting at each other. He's behind the couch. She ends up emptying the clip damn near at the couch and then gets real close, like, where are you, Tommy? And he pops up. Bow. Hit her in the stomach, hit her in the chest, hit her in the damn neck. She there bleeding out, leaking, soaking wet all over the damn floor. And Tommy like, I respect you, Claudia. More than your brother, more than your father. And then he puts it right to her head and boom, point blank range. I mean, whew, that right there, that was a way to go. Now, here's the thing, though. He calls for Diamond, and Diamond don't answer. But the next call he make is Shorty Showstopper, who then lets him know that Diamond and Jannard doing their own thing, and they took out the white boy crew. And he like, oh, what? Okay. And so here's a thought. Like I told you, I'd go down the rabbit hole. What if she gets with Tommy and it's like his Tasha finally? Because really, that's what he need, a thug, that thug thizzle. He need a girl like that. That's really a ride or die that understands. He keep getting these girls that ain't really in the life. I mean, I guess Holly was closer because she a drugged out criminal thief. But at the same time, she wasn't in the life. Tommy, where's all this money? And then she thinks she could be like Tasha and Ghost. Like, it's levels to this, Riri. But yeah, man, I think that maybe they should be a couple, which then it definitely make Jannard have beef with Tommy. Because I think Jannard's starting to smarten up just like she's starting to smarten up. I think they starting to fall back off each other. Because Jannard finally got Diamond to take him to meet Che in the cartel. And Jannard, it's like, I get everybody don't know how to code switch at the right time, but you don't know how to tone it down a level. Like, yeah, man, we got this. You know what I'm saying? We and Shay like, the little negrito over here. He was mad meeting somebody new, and you hood got your hat to the what up, Shay? You know what I mean? We about to go ahead, man. Shay like, hey, what the hell, bro? But before he had met Shay, he started to text her like, hey, we in there. And then he thought about it and he backed out of that, which was us basically seeing he's starting to realize, like we as the viewers have been saying long enough, she running him. She may be even playing him. And so I think he falling back off her a little bit, especially after what happened with old girl Manny Fresh. And so I think they both maybe understanding a little bit about it. I don't know. And on a side note, why all them dudes go to that meeting with their cell phones, then they wipe out that bunch of white boys, and then, man, it's not that easy to do these type of crimes no more. That was some old St. Valentine's Day massacre when they go in that garage. For those who don't know, as a Chicagoan, that's something that we all know. But Al Capone his people, they took out a rival gang's people in a garage. It was probably 4 or 5 of those dudes. They all got gunned down in the garage, which was one of the things that kind of turned up the heat on Capone and the gangs, because you gunning down multiple people, execution style in garages and stuff. It's getting out of hand. So if the cops come and they see a whole gang gunned down in a garage like that, like, that's gonna be a major crackdown. They would have to crack and solve that case. They would be all over that. The city would be in an outrage. And the worst thing to happen, I remember when this happened, is when they eliminated the old cell phones because they were analog. People were saying, "Oh, well, digital and prime code and all this is better," but with digital, it's trackable. And with those analogs, that's when everybody had burner phone, real burner phones and things, and minutes and things where nobody know who was using it, where it come from, none of that. And now with the new phones going to these towers and everything, they would have known everybody at that meeting, because all of those phones would have pinged local towers, and all they had to do is run, if it's 100 phones in that area that ping, go through those 100 phones and you're going to start coming up with stuff. So in today's world, you can't take no phone with you, especially because that's just one aspect. It's cameras everywhere too, businesses and streets and stuff. So they would have been that much stuff. But anyway, the cell phone thing is just crazy. And this is crazy too. Not Caleb, say in the comments, who bring their whole gang to a meet? I'm sure half them dudes was entry level. I know, right? That was very extra. And man, it's all for TV. I get it. I don't like people to think I'm doing this like trying to hold it to the level of real life, but I mean, it's supposed to not be, fantasy land. So I get, to a certain extent, you would have a nice amount of people there, but again, that right there, them dudes was crazy. Lord Bison, them ninjas never heard of Faraday bags. They don't know nothing about no Faraday bags, man. Come on, what they gonna say? All right, everybody, bag up your phones, bag them up, Okay, gotta go ahead and bag them up now. All right, now let's have this meeting. Hey, but I get what you're saying. How about, man? Don't y'all bring no damn phone with you? How about it wouldn't have been that many people? The more people, the bigger the problem, the more liability. That's why most of that stuff, they only meeting 1 or 2 people. That's more realistic. Like you say, ain't nobody bringing their whole gangs to meetings and stuff. CR, you say it's silly as hell to have this 10-member gang that's supposed to be elite killers. We lost the Mortal Kombat legend. Who? Willie? Get over here. Mortal Kombat legend. Who? Who, yeah, is the Mortal Kombat legend? Yo, that's crazy. While we wait on that Mortal Kombat legend, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down, my MOORESCORE rating for this episode, and then we take it from there. I don't know about the comments. I've been I had to make it tonight, but it's been a rough week. But we'll see. If not, I'm definitely gonna be live Friday, and I'm gonna set aside time. I'm gonna have time to make sure so we can go ahead. Actually, it's a party I would have liked to go to in Chicago tomorrow, but I just found out about it this week. They just talked about it. It's my agent throwing a party, and I ain't gonna be there, but I'll be here, so we'll make it work. I've been there enough times anyway. Ain't no need for me keep going there. All right, the MOORESCORE, my rating system I use to be non-biased and rate TV shows and movies, as most of you already know. Now, 4 categories, real simple, 25 points each, give you a score of 100. Let's go. First one, visual cinematography. Like I said earlier, I don't like how crisp and bright the show looks on the app. Maybe it's my TV, maybe it's me, but I don't like this show. It's starting not to look good being so bright and crisp to me on this, which then it is like almost like a soap opera at moments. Not that bad. I won't go that bad, but it looks better on cable to me. I know most people probably only watch it on the app, so I don't know. When I do watch it on the app, I put it on my TV, so I'm not watching it on my phone. But I don't know. I don't want to hold that too much against it, but I like to stuff to look like a movie or a show and not with the realistic camera in a way. Anyway, with that, some of the shots they use, like Willie, if you look back at that, it looked like he was about to get away. He was rolling when they were shooting. Then next thing you know, he caught two to the chest and he laying there. Hey, Willie! I know. Of course, I was gonna phone. I'm pretty sure everybody that saw that was like, I know Jay gonna have something to say about that. So I mean, come on. But anyway, mm, I do like how they set up the scene where Tommy walked in on Stacy Marks and big conversation. How they were, I guess, uh, I guess that's like Central Park esque, where they got that little bridge or whatever you can be talking in Central Park. They've even used that in Power and other shows, that area. So I guess that was them meeting by the lake in the park kind of thing. And he walked up. That was kind of cool little setting. How they kind of had Claudia climbing down the ladder in Tommy's house and stuff, which I mean, she never scouted the house, this and that. But overall, the view and the way they shot it, it was pretty good. Um, did it work out right, or was it as realistic? Maybe, but the framing, it wasn't too bad. I actually thought she might get away with it, or nothing to happen, or a conversation. So I was kind of surprised when it ended the way it did. I give them that. So I will give this hmm, a t- hmm, I'm gonna give it a 20 out of 25 because at the end of the day, I do watch the replays on cable, and it does look better. So I'm not gonna hold it too much on the rating side with the app looking so crisp. Moving on, storyline and plot. I'm glad that at least Claudia got taken out because they need to start thinning the herd, so to speak. It's only 5 episodes left. It's not going to be a spinoff. This is the end of the Power universe as we know it. Like what people don't probably realize, and I'm not really realizing until I'm saying it now, but this is the end as we know it, meaning this is the end of the Power universe in current time. The only thing left for us to see is prequels, Raising Kanan or the Power Orgy. Power Orgies, but aka Power Origins. But as far as the continuation from what we first started watching with Ghost and Tommy and that, and then going into Reek and now into this is it. So unless what? Who's gonna be left? What they gonna make a Tasha spinoff? So, like, this is the finally the end of the Power universe as we know it. So, like, 5 episodes left. Is everybody gonna get away or go free? I mean, so we need to find out. And it's good that we see Claudia ain't gonna make it. She was better off in jail, which that's a story that's been told before about people in jail and then they get out and overdose or get back in the game and then they gone. So, hey, I can believe that. So, I want to see what happens with the rest of this episode. I mean, of this season. I don't think Diamond should make it. If I see Jannard take Diamond out, it would have made sense to me, except it looked like they kind of bonded this episode finally and built trust. But I don't see Diamond really should make it out of here. I'm gonna make them come together in the coalition. I don't know. I don't see him making it. Tommy, I definitely don't want him to make it because he just been so invincible. So anyway, it's good to see they finally thinning the herd. I'm gonna give this episode. It's the death of Claudia, so I'm gonna give it a 22. It probably wasn't the best way to take her out, but it'll do. It got the job done. Special effect, makeup, costume. I mean, taking out Claudia, they did show him put one right above the eyes at point blank range. So that was something. Overall, what else? They took out Willie, which they had to lay him on the ground. Now, if they wanted me to lay on the ground and act shot, y'all gonna have to pick me up and put me there, and then y'all gotta pick me up and put me back in there. Okay, well, I'm gonna be shot in the chair. Anyway, I'm gonna give that special effect makeup. I'm gonna give him a. I'm gonna give him a 22. It was better than the average. Wasn't the most, but it got the job done. An entertaining fun factor. I'm gonna give it a 23. I actually enjoyed this episode. It was entertaining. It wasn't one of their best, but I am looking forward to watching it again and seeing the rest. What I probably missed. So overall, it was good. It come out to an 87 on the Mosco, which that's pretty good, almost a 90. So y'all let me know what would you rate it in the comments. As a rating, I always give a 5-point margin of flexibility. So if you think it was a 80 or 82 or a 90 or a 90 what 2, I get it. It's a good point to be made with that. And also, if you want like a score of a 1 to 10, you can always just put that decimal point. So what, a 8.7 out of 10? I mean, it's got its points where I could see a person say a 8 or a 9, but I don't think it would be a perfect 10, and I don't think it would be like a 7 or like that or lower. So I think it's in the usual range that it's normally in for this show, but towards the higher end. And also looking at this again and looking at Maria, man, she's pretty. She's a really pretty woman. But looking at her and Tommy, man, Tommy looks old. And she looks kind of old. Like too old to be wanting to have a baby with a drug dealer. Maybe everybody mature at different times, and if you grew up in a certain type of place or people, maybe you would be desensitized. But like any woman, and she a professional woman, but again, growing up in the family she didn't think, who knows, but she gotta be like 35 and Tommy looked 40. I told you I don't like his hair with the comb over. Like, he just looked too old for this. And here's a thing I just thought of. What if Tommy found out that she had went to the chop shop and got rid of his baby, and then he takes her out? Then what if Miguel finds out, and then he takes Tommy out? That'd be a good ending, huh? You take out of my sister? I think I knew I should have never trusted you, Egan. I knew it. And he'd be like, but she took my baby. You didn't deserve a baby, Egan. Ah! Yvonne. Yvonne. Yvonne said Tommy looked 60. I mean, I was trying to be nice. He don't technically look 40. And honestly, Maria looked 40 to me. Now, here's another thing. I don't think a 40-year-old woman looks bad these days. I think women are looking better as they get older these days compared to when I was growing up as a kid in the 80s. A 40-year-old woman may look like a 60-year-old woman today. Whereas a 40-year-old woman today still, you know what I'm saying, a bad thing up in here. Just got a high mileage, that's all. You know what I'm saying? But we got that 40,000 mile mark. You know what I mean? Need a couple oil changes and tune-ups, but still look good on the outside. Still got a good paint job. Nah, but Tommy, especially as a white guy, that's another thing that I don't like about these watching it on the app on this clear. Because the app, I don't know, it just seems so much clearer. The bad part about that is you can see those wrinkles and lines in somebody's face, boy, and his skin pores. I can see his pores at the at the end of this episode. They like zoom in on her and Tommy, like do a hug, and on that very end when they zoom in on his face, it's like, good grief, like too close, bro. Anyway, CR, y'all okay with Ghost having 50% enhancements though? What is you talking about? Ghost having 50% enhancements on what? You saying something I don't know nothing about. I hope. What? 50% enhancements. Stay Fly 68. CR, I meant with the move he made this episode. Oh, okay, I must have missed what y'all was saying. Stephen Harris, you give it a 90? Okay. Steve say that's the best. He waiting for power orgies. Robert, you say, what's up, Jay? As I predicted, Claudia got dropped off. R.I.P. Cloudy. I didn't predict that or see that coming. I didn't expect her to get taken out this episode, let alone out of the people that should get taken out on this show that's left. I lastly would have thought she would be first. So I'll be straight up honest with that one and say I didn't see it coming right now, let alone her first or the way it happened. I mean, I think that was stupid. I think she got played. She's done too much to get played that easy by Stacey Marks into breaking into Tommy's house and taking him out. That's just too much. And she did it too quick without surveillance, without backup, without it's just too much. I think that was dumb on her part, but you know. CR, you think Ghost got enhancements with hair and beard? What? What you talking about, Willis? What you mean 50% enhancements, hair and beard? What you saying? Ghost got a beard transplant and a hair transplant? I don't know what you talking about. I know it's hard typing it to get everything across. You say he probably mean Ghost on the steroids. Well, truth be told, and I don't know about him, but I was gonna say you look bigger on camera. So that's why a lot of people commonly say to actors, I thought you were taller or I thought you were bigger or something. Because the camera does make you look bigger. So my point is, I don't think really Omari Hardwick is that swole. He's in good shape, but he looks probably bigger on camera. And he probably ain't that big. So, like, to me, I didn't get he on them roids. I ain't think he was on the juice when I saw him. Now, everybody don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You could be on it just to get a little, whatever. I don't know. But in my opinion, that never crossed my mind, and I didn't think that. So it could be. I don't know. Caleb, not Caleb. You say Ghost was doing full sprints through New York. Tommy, LOL. Tommy ain't had a scene where he as much as jogged. I think Tommy has actually chased somebody or something once, or maybe. Don't hold me to it. But what you say about Ghost, they always portrayed him as more athletic or whatever than Tommy. But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't think of, because even Tommy and the original Power had more of a physique. Because remember when they beat him up with Milan's people beat him up and had him stripped down? He seemed to be a little more in shape than he is now. Now it's harder. You getting older, So that's why it's harder. Caleb, not Caleb. Exactly. These actors are 5'7", 5'9", and that is why when you see on shows like The Shy with Iman Shumpert, a lot of times he was sitting down in the scenes, and that's for a couple reasons. Or you saw him standing up, but it was across a room. It wasn't, and the reason why is because the way that the camera framing works. That's why they actually prefer shorter actors, because you can fit their whole body in the frame and be closer without, if you had people all so tall, in order to get them and they co-stars or whoever in the same frame, you'd have to zoom out further. So, or cut their legs off in the shot all the time. And then it still wouldn't work, because then when you zoom in, it'd be where you'd have most of them and then like the neck or something of the other person. So that's why a lot of times they get shorter men, because most women are shorter, and then they can put them all in the shot together and film it. And that's why the actors are so short. That's kind of crazy, huh? They got you, they get everybody a certain height just so they can fit them all into that camera lens. It's wild. But yeah, man. Yep, that's it. Well, y'all, I think I'm about to wrap it up, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Definitely got a lot of good stuff, man. How many of y'all saw the Diddy documentary on Netflix? I kind of want to talk about that tomorrow, but then again, we got to talk about this again tomorrow as well. So, I mean, I don't know. I might have to try to make some work, get that Diddy doc review out. I mean, and I saw Stranger Things, which was good. But what's crazy is The Diddy documentary is #1 on Netflix. It passed Stranger Things. The Diddy documentary passed Stranger Things. Stranger Things ain't even been out but 2 weeks, and it's past Stranger Things in its prime. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And I'm going to tell you something, man. That Diddy documentary is really good. And it did tell me something I didn't know, which was how Puffy really got famous. And it also ties into that conspiracy theory of people getting famous or going to the next level after a tragedy, after somebody dies. It goes into maybe that sacrifice conspiracy theory, because it says in the documentary, and this is what I didn't know, is that he promoted a party, or party promotion at this basketball arena or game that turned tragic, and people got trampled in like a stampede, and like 9 people died. And if you see the moves made and how things was going and things since then, anyway, yeah. Oh man, you making me feel bad. See how you set up for the call-ins, brother? I know, right? I want to do the call-ins too, man, but I ain't got that much time, man. I only got another 10 minutes, 20 minutes in me at best. And I know if I get started, I'm going to be talking and keep it going. And I'm dealing with a couple of injuries right now, man. I hurt my back sitting up so long doing some stuff. So I've been trying to rest and recuperate. I don't like to try to sound like this and that, man. But man, give me a little bit of time. Give Willie a chance, man. Give Willie a chance, bro. Give Willie a chance, man. If you really down with Willie, give me a little time, bro. Remember me. You gonna remember me like they did Willie? 'Cause I'm the real Willie. Willie, that's how you gonna do me? Nah, man. It go a Willie good story. My damn car windshield, it cracked because of the weather. And I'm like dumbfounded, because out of all my time driving, this never happened. And so when I finally go to get it replaced at SafeLight yesterday or whatever, the dude had a bad attitude too, by the way. But anyway, he was real short and talking, not short like an actor, but then he was talking, and I'm like, man, I can't believe my car window broke from the weather. This is unbelievable. And he like, well, if you got any imperfections or anything in your window, that'll do that. I'm like, man, ain't no imperfections in my windshield. What are you talking about? It's like any chips or anything. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, it is. A year ago, it was a chip in my window. A rock hit it, and I called SafeLight Auto Glass to fix it. They came to my house and did their thing, and they fixed it. It looked, you couldn't even find the chip. I mean, it was done perfect. I knew where it was, so if I look, I can find it. But it looked like, only I know, because I know. Anyway, once he said that, I'm like, you know what? It's your fault. No, but I'm like, yeah, well, if that's the case, I paid for them to fix it. That's got to be what it was. And he was like, well, you can only get a refund if you paid out of pocket. I'm like, yeah, I paid out of pocket, because the deductible is $500. So it was like 2 something. So I'm pay $500 just to get 2 replaced. So anyway, he act like he couldn't find it at first. Maybe he couldn't, but then he found it, and he did give me my money back on that. So that was good. But the problem was my garage door opened. I couldn't find it to work, or whatever, the one that works. I got 2 garage doors, and Anyway, it snowed and I had to get out and get in the chair, go back in, do this, do that. Anyway, man, Willie had a hard time, okay? Willie had a hard time, man, driving this other little Toyota. It was a four-door, which is hard to get into and this tight and thing. Anyway, we gonna be back, man. We gonna make it. You set it up again, man. We gonna make it, man. And Friday, tonight, we gonna come in at 8, 9. As soon as the episode over, we gonna get it started. And I got time tomorrow. Like they say, I got time today. I'm gonna have time tomorrow. Ain't got time today, but tomorrow. And make sure y'all come through. CR, Steve, Encouraging Warrior. And if anybody else want to come through, of course, my man Damien. But you know, new people, don't be afraid to stop through, say what's up, hello, you got a question, whatever. Even if you just want to stop in, say what's up and leave, feel free to do so. And you know, everybody don't always have to stay in chat, but you're more than welcome to. And I appreciate y'all for watching and coming through as always. And you know, y'all keep it 100. I appreciate. Hey, man, I know it's a lot of people out there that do reviews and this and that now. So everybody that's still rocking with your boy, I appreciate you. I definitely do. I know it's a lot of other things people could be doing or not. And so I definitely appreciate all the love and support. And, you know, I hope we all on the same page here and making things work together and having a good time and get a good laugh and forget about the craziness of the day. I'm probably gonna be here busy this weekend because I do want to do the Eddie Murphy documentary, the Stranger Things review, and this Diddy documentary. Man, oh man, is that something else? And what's crazy about the Diddy documentary is they left out a lot of stuff. They left out a lot of stuff that, like they left off the BMF issue with Diddy and how his bodyguard Wolf got taken out. His bodyguard Wolf got killed. And the beef that he had with that and all the stuff. Diddy a mess. He a mess, man. But anyway, we're gonna get into that because that in itself is that have call-ins for real. Because that is crazy. If y'all ain't watched that, go watch it on Netflix because that's next for us to talk about on this channel. All right. With that being said, let me get some rest for all y'all that ain't looking at. I threw on a quarter zip today. You know what I'm saying? Quarter zip. Hey, whole zip, half a zip, quarter zip. Hey. This is an older one though, but this, as you can see, it's too big for me. I done lost weight. Nah, this damn quarter zip gives you wings. Anyway. Deuces. Everybody be safe. Have a good one. I'll be back. I'll be back tonight. Chop it up. Be ready. Come through. Live call-ins. I'm getting my rest, so peace. Don't be like Stacy Marks. Don't be flip-flopping. Don't be a sellout, crooked cop. Deuces.